I'm Lucas,
And I'm Russell.
and you're
And
listening.
you're listening to Sad Boy Podcast.
Yeah, sad boy.
Sad Boy Podcast. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
We're back.
Yes, we are. I hope everyone is totally fine with this, 2 episodes per month kind of thing, or a bi-weekly schedule now.
I'm more annoyed that every time we record, it's in the middle of a heat wave.
Oh, that is so true. Because last time we recorded, there was a giant heat wave.
Yeah, and then it was like we were in double, like single-digit weather for like a week, and now we're recording it's like 30s again. So.
Oh yeah, for the people who don't know, in Toronto, all of a sudden there's like this heat wave that's finally hit us again. So apparently, like tomorrow, it's gonna feel like 40 degrees basically.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I think by like midweek, it drops back down to like 20 something. Yeah, I mean, my house is blasting AC nonstop already. So
yeah, my house is not. So I'm probably just going to go over to my sister's place and live in her cold room. Cold room? Is it? I don't know.
The weird thing is, most people's houses, their cold room should be cold, but the way my house is right now, the cold room is actually warmer than the rest of the house, because the cold room has a area where the wind is actually coming from the outside, so that air coming in is hot. So right now, the cold room is actually becoming the hot room.
Oh, nice! It's a sauna.
Yeah, while the rest of the basement where I am and the rest of the house is cold, because the AC is blasting everywhere right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So we have a hot room now.
I'm coming over.
Yeah. So like all the alcohol that we had, instead of it being cold right now, it's like being boiled in that room. It's becoming soup.
I don't. What do you mean it's soup? It's liquid already.
Yeah, flavored water.
Okay.
All soup and all drinks is really just flavored water.
Well, or milk, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's all just flavored water, guys. Come on.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about COVID cases in Toronto.
Right. That's our,
because it's so hot. That's why we got to talk about COVID.
Because everyone's outside now gathering.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everyone's outside. I think what was the rule? Like 5 people outdoor limit, or was it 10?
Oh, that was 10. I don't remember.
Is it 10?
Well, it doesn't matter because our stay-at-home order is over. When no one else is really staying at home.
Okay, so here's the stupid thing: the stay-at-home order is done, but what the stay-at-home order tells us to do is still here.
Yeah, I know. So it doesn't really matter.
The title page is gone, but the document's still there. So there was really not much difference compared to when the stay-at-home order was present.
Well, everyone was still gathering around. And yeah, I think it's 10 people.
Oh, it's 10 people?
I think it's 10
so
people.
That explains it, right? Like I had a feeling, because the weather's nice. I feel like everyone's been going out, right? Whether it's to parks or whatever, or some people we know are gathering at each other's condos or whatever. I'm not gonna call them out because some of them they're brothers, but
the brothers.
All in all, oh yeah,
I
they're like bros.
Yeah, I'm not even staying at your place.
Yeah,
even though I was.
But all in all, it's like. I lost our train of thought now.
Stay at home.
But yeah. Like everyone's been going out. Like it's nice weather right now. Like sure, the next few days will be raining and storming, but I think it's still pretty nice weather to kind of go out and have a little picnic or barbecue if you have those portable grill things. Just don't burn down the forest. We don't want to be another West Coast US.
we don't have enough bodies of water over here to like what's the word? I don't know what the word is.
What word are you what word
I don't even know anymore. This heat has gone to my brain. My brain is fried.
Hey, you know what? I think that's a common. I think when it's too hot, I think there's a chance that a lot of people might get heat strokes too.
Yeah, so stay hydrated.
It's a serious thing.
Stay hydrated.
But don't drink too much water, because water poisoning is also a thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Stay hydrated though.
Yes. But anyways, like the whole thing with COVID, right? So Right now, Ontario, what was it, like 65% of adults are vaccinated?
Um, something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, so right now our daily case count is going down, and people are like, oh my god, well, we should open up now. But here's a reminder to everyone: a lot of people, after they got their first shot, they already believe that they're fully vaccinated, and none of them are really going to get tested, because if they get COVID, it is merely a flu-like thing now. Like the you won't have that severe of a reaction. So therefore, why would you go get tested, right? So that's one of the reasons why I believe the case counts are going down. So don't believe that number, because if I remember correctly, the positivity rate is still up there.
Yep.
And right now
Well,
the big issue is like the variant that pushed us into the third wave. It was like the B117.
I've lost track of wherever these codes are, but I think is
That's the
that the
UK
is that
variant. That's
okay?
the
Yeah,
UK variant.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what they're calling it now. I just remember it's the UK variant. I never looked at the chart. But essentially that UK variant is going down. But the data is showing that as that one is going down, the B11672, the Indian variant, is going up.
Yep.
So right now, I believe the worry is that within the next month or so, the new variant is gonna take over Peel region, which is like Mississauga, Brampton, all those places, and it's gonna kick them on their ass.
Oh, like the demographics with mostly Indian
Yeah, like
population.
this is even meant to be
Yeah,
like racist or anything. It's just like Peel is probably the biggest target right now,
yeah. Well,
because Trudeau hasn't really closed air borders and people are still flying in. So, you know,
yo, I don't really get that. I don't know why he hasn't closed it. Like, what's
I don't
wrong with you?
I don't get it either. I know one of the reasons is because Canada does rely on the US quite a bit for the economy and in terms of trade and supply stuff, which that I get, but I don't know. That's all I can think of, but to me that's not enough of a reason to still keep everything open and still let people fly to the US, come back. Like, so many companies have switched to work from home that I don't even think that people should be flying between countries right now, regardless of work. Like, stay where you are, work from home, stop flying around,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then there's on the other side, some people are kind of flying because there's a death in the family they got to fly over. But I don't know, man. I still don't think people should be flying around. It sucks, it really does, but who's to say that when you come back you don't bring a variant of the virus?
Yeah.
Right? And Ontario right now, we're actually like pushing to get people booked the second dose as soon as possible. So I think the Ontario government has given each municipality as municipal there every
You said it
region.
right. You said it right.
I did say it right. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically they've given them like their own power to kind of decide when they want to push up the second dose. So from what I know, I think some people have gone to pop-ups to get their second dose already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
which is fine, because when everyone booked their first dose, you book your second one as well. So technically, even when I went to get it, they told me keep an eye on the email, because if things change and they move me up, like they'll give me another email to tell me like, hey, you can come get your second shot now. Because I'm
yeah,
telling you guys, the delay between the first and second dose, 4 months does not make sense to me.
it really doesn't.
Yeah, like I know before. Okay, so some people have been saying like there's political reasons for this, but in my opinion, I feel like it's more of a supply issue, because Canada doesn't really make their own vaccines; they rely on the U.S. So in
Mm-hmm.
the beginning, obviously, we're not going to have enough supply. But now that the U.S. is fully vaccinated, everything's opening up, they have enough to give it to us. And now that we have enough, that's why we're like, hey, you know what? Now we can push out the second dose more.
That's exactly what's going on in the U.S. right
Yeah,
now.
I don't think it really is political. I know some people have said like, oh, the Ontario government's only giving the areas where most conservatives are, the vaccine first or something like that. But to me, I really don't think any of this is really political. I really do think it's just bad decisions.
It's been a lot of bad decisions since last year, to be honest.
There's been some good and bad. And when I say good, I don't mean like it's good. It's more of like I see why the decision was made. And and again, like I say, anything that Doug Ford does at this point, um, everyone's gonna not like it.
Well, yeah, it's anything is gonna be.
Because both sides is completely stupid. So, for example, the school stuff, right? Everyone's always given him shit for not listening to researchers or science or whatever. So then he decided to actually ask science and researcher people, "Hey, should I open?" And then people shat on him, and I saw people going like, "No, why are you asking them? You should ask people who are actually going to school. You should ask the parents." And then he apparently did talk to like some parents and students, and then other people are now attacking him for why didn't you listen to the science people? Like, bro,
Yeah,
like I don't care which side you're on, but like I think that's kind of unfair to tell him to do A, and then when he does A, people complain that he's not doing B, and then when he does B, people who want him to do A start complaining too. So it's like I don't care whether you like or hate Doug Ford, but I will say that a lot of you guys, no, not you guys, sorry, not you guys. I'm so used to saying that term.
Wow.
A lot of people are just, it's becoming a bit ridiculous to the point where I feel like everyone's just finding a reason to hate Ford at this point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like it's not like, even if he makes a good choice, people will still hate him.
Yeah, he's being looked under a microscope.
I think it's extremely ridiculous. Right? Like at least credit where credit is due, right? Like
yeah,
there are some things that I think Doug Ford did act pretty fast on, while there are also a lot of things where I feel like he should have done it faster or should keep doing. All right, so that's my little rant on all the shit that I've been seeing, man. Like a lot of it doesn't make sense.
No,
right?
Definitely. I think people are just like irritated at what's going on nowadays.
I think so, and everyone just wants someone to lash out on, and then Ford is the one, right? So
yeah, definitely.
I mean, like I know Ford has pissed off the whole restaurant industry, but at the same time, like I don't think any of us in his position can be doing any better.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the same time, none of these politicians had a pandemic in mind when they were running for the position. Right? Like I don't think any of them was like, you know what, I want to run as a politician because I have a feeling a pandemic is coming and I feel like I have the best, way of dealing with it. No one's done that, right?
No.
Like that's why I think it's stupid when people complain about Ford, like, oh, he's handled this pandemic the worst, like vote liberals or whatever political party, but it's like none of them are going to do any better than Ford. The most, for me, like this is a biased opinion, but the most the liberals or NDP is going to do is just to give you more money. That's it. That's literally their only reason. They'll probably just give you more money.
Actually, yeah, that's what Justin Trudeau is doing, kind of, and that's what, what's his name, Jagmeet Singh's doing as well.
Oh yeah, they both just want to give money.
Yeah,
right. And I've talked to people like in the short term, yeah, it's great that you can help Canadians, but I think it's really just depending, when do you want to be homeless? Do you want to be homeless now, or do you want to be homeless in the future?
Yeah, everyone's always thinking like money now.
Yeah, but they don't realize the repercussions of everything that's going to happen. Right? Some people didn't believe me that inflation is going to hit us really hard. Income tax, property tax, everything's going up. No one wants to believe me because they all think, hey, you know what? Printing money is good because we can help these people. Well, okay, we can help them now, but what about 5-10 years from now? All of us are going to be in the same boat. We're all going to be homeless. We're all going to be begging for scraps.
I love scraps.
It's like I had to explain to the person, like, he wanted to say like printing money wasn't bad. He's like, oh yeah, like more money is good for the economy. Like, okay, but if you're printing more money just for that, if it actually works, why wouldn't all the countries just keep printing money? The reason we don't is because it devalues our dollar.
Yeah.
Like, we're going down a rabbit hole right now. We're going down a shithole.
I know, right?
I don't want to pay $20 for a carton of eggs.
Sorry?
I don't want to pay $20 for a carton of eggs. Like I
It's,
don't want to
eggs
go
are
to
very expensive.
yeah, like I don't want to go to all you can eat JBBQ at UB and then pay like what like $80 for the meal.
How much is it right now? Like 50? It's
40
even that's
40ish.
no, it's 50 after tax and tip. So it's pretty ridiculous
Oh, the
already.
price already went up.
Or was it Guhido? But yeah, something like that for dinner
It's
prices.
around like 40-50 already,
Yeah, that's
right?
ridiculous.
I mean, the easiest example I tell people look at Venezuela. The whole reason why their whole economy is fucked up is because they overprinted money.
Yeah, it's
It became
worthless now.
hyperinflation,
Yeah,
right? Like the amount of money that a worker makes in a day, they can't even afford a carton of eggs,
I know, right?
right? Obviously, I'm not saying Canada is gonna become that, but that's
Well,
more of like an extreme example. But we're on the path if we keep doing this. If people are keep okaying Trudeau printing money like this,
mm-hmm.
right? Which then this leads us into talking about the whole residential school shit that's been happening and Trudeau not taking responsibility.
Why? Okay, the thing that's like ridiculous right now is that instead of apologizing, he's like calling out Catholic churches and the RCMP to apologize instead. Like,
Like, bro, he was the one that
bro,
promised clean drinking water for them in like 2015 or something, and he still never delivered on that.
I know, right?
And now he's just like, nah, bro, it's not my fault. It's Catholic Church.
Right. And like the thing is, it was so his father was a prime minister as well when residential schools were a
Oh
thing.
yeah,
So
I'm waiting for him to blame his father now.
yeah, it runs in the family. It really runs in the
Yeah,
family.
yeah, like I know what was it? Was it Jagmeet that criticized Trudeau because all Trudeau did was like take a knee or something for the what 200 bodies that were found of kids from residential schools.
I don't know what Jagmeet said, but like it
Oh,
was already
he said
pretty
like she said like
ridiculous.
Trudeau needs to take action and not just take a knee. Like it's
Yeah,
not enough.
yeah.
But
It's
then
like
at the same time, Jagmeet is also someone who's like all talk and no show anyway. So there's that.
it's literally the equivalent of my thoughts and prayers are with you. It's literally
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
Like want the clean drinking water, bro.
yeah. Like he never followed through, and people are still like, "Yeah, we love Trudeau because he gave us money for CERB." Huh?
Yeah, I
Eh,
guess. I guess if you
everyone's
only
gonna pay
want
for it.
$2,000 a month, I guess.
Like I mean, I want $2,000 a month, but I don't want it this way.
Mood.
It's at the cost of everyone's expense right now.
Hmm.
Right? But yeah, the whole residential school, it's definitely a very tragic thing to hear about the 200 something kids, their bodies being found in residential schools here.
It's
It's
really
pretty fucked
sad.
up. Yeah, yeah. And now people are blaming Ryerson for it.
Which I guess you could, but at the same time,
I'm in like the gray zone area for that argument because they're saying that Egerton Ryerson was the one that brought residential schools to us, and now they're saying that because of that, he promoted the idea of cultural genocide,
look,
assimilation, or whatever.
every white person or white figure in history of Canada, they all supported. Most of them supported residential schools.
Yeah,
So, like, it was a thing in that era. And if you're going to judge the past by today's standard, it's kind of you're not really learning from history, kind of.
they're not. They really aren't. Like Ryerson, he brought the public school system to it, like public school education. He brought that
Yeah.
to us, right? That's already huge. I know that they've all done some bad shit, and some of them are like stuff that's like unforgivable. But you can't just ignore all the good someone has done just because of the bad. Make them held accountable for the bad, but also appreciate the good that they brought.
Yeah.
Right. So recently in Toronto, we have a statue of Ryerson down at the university, I believe. And for the past few weeks, people have been referring to the university as X University because they don't want to refer to Ryerson University. And then they vandalized the statue, and then they pulled down the statue. I don't know if that's because they saw Americans doing that, because a lot of people in Toronto want to believe or want to pretend like they're American by acting like them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I don't know if it's that. I'm literally calling out a lot of the Toronto people because I think it's completely stupid that for some reason Toronto is now known for trying to copy what the U.S. does every single time. You know,
Well, a lot of our influence on social media is from the U.S.,
which I
so
think is
I
completely stupid.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
But like the issue is, if you have a problem of like Ryerson University being called Ryerson University, why did you even attend Ryerson University despite
You know
knowing what
why? You know why?
the person's name is?
It's because no one gave a shit until now.
Yeah, like people.
You know why people give a shit now? It's because a lot of them are still freaking unemployed and they got nothing else better to do.
Honestly, people still won't give us shit even after all this. People will still go
Of
to Ryerson
course,
University.
give us like another few months or a year or two. No one's gonna remember this shit. Okay, it's sad, but it's the truth. Like I
Yeah,
remember when George Floyd started like the whole Black Lives Matter protest because of his death, and then I saw a clip right where a black man was actually telling what was it, a black teen. He's like, you know what? Keep fighting because I did this 4 years ago and I'm still doing it now, and you'll probably do it again 4 years later.
yeah,
Right? There's a reason why shit doesn't change.
yeah.
Right?
You
Like,
have to. You have to find a better method of doing it.
yeah. Like I think I've said this before. The reason why shit doesn't change is because all everyone does is protest, scream, and shout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what's the next step? There's no next step. Because everyone that has been participating, sure, they may believe in the cause, but a lot of them are really just, virtue signaling. They think that they
Yeah.
protest, they talk about these things, they feel like they're a good person. But shit never changes because no one has a second step to the plan.
Nope.
Like, I'm fairly certain in a few years there's going to be another Black Lives Matter protest, and then a lot of people are going to start sounding like they're a fucking martyr, a saint. And
I
then
am a
give it a
saint.
little bit, they forget about it, and life goes on.
Yep.
Right? Like, I know a lot of people are still talking about, like, oh, we have to fight the systemic racism. Well, what's the
What are you gonna
plan?
do about it?
Yeah, what's the plan? Right? And even if us saying this, people may be like, oh, what's our plan for dealing with it? Well, you know what? We don't have a plan right now yet because
Yep.
we're still trying to build our lives. We're still trying to figure out our lives and build our lives to be better so that we can think of something to do with it.
Yep.
Right? There's a lot of people who this is my opinion. I'll probably maybe I'll get canceled for it, but I feel like a lot of people they don't have much control of their own lives, and they believe that by controlling everything outside of their lives can bring them peace. But when it doesn't, it makes them more frustrated,
Mm-hmm.
and it tires them out even more, right?
Yep.
So I think this also ties into social media too, because right now with social media, everyone's on this like virtue signaling, moral posing kind of attitude, right? Like the moment you say something that people don't agree with, a mob starts, right? Like it's completely stupid in my opinion, right? Like I've seen too many people where I know that they don't have their lives put together or set up, but then they spend so much of their energy trying to fix something that's outside of their lives. Like that won't bring you peace. You're
Mm-hmm.
literally just stressing yourself even more over things that you can't control. And that's why anxiety keeps going up, and that's when we keep having so much more mental health issues. Because people don't know how to, focus on their lives and actually control everything in their lives. That's why when Parker was on, when we talked about mental health, we're like, hey, you know what? Like, start small and clean your room, organize your room, right? Like, the reason why we say that is not to simply just be like a parent and be like, just clean your room. Like, there's a meaning behind it, and it really is just you learn to control your own space, and when you
Literally
do that, you
just
feel so much more empowered.
yeah. So literally just focus on yourself pretty much before you focus on other issues.
Yeah. It's just that like when people say that, like they don't really know what to do, and that's why, you know, some clinical psychologists have started saying, like, clean your room, because that's actually like an action rather than just saying focus on yourself. And some people may be like, well, I don't know how to focus on myself. Well, now you have the first step, organize your desk, organize your table, organize your schedule, your day-to-day. Small things like those can just help you feel more empowered and you
Fix
feel
your sleep
better about yourself.
schedule.
Yeah. And sleep is very important, having a proper sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Right. I think it sucks because, like, with today's world, a lot of people's schedule and time is kind of different from the traditional sleep 8 hours and all that shit. I get it. But I think we also have the power to create a better schedule for us and be more organized. Like, we have that power to do that.
Definitely.
Right. I don't know why this went on to talk about a mental health thing, but
it works out.
It still kind of links together, like I do feel like, once people start focusing back on their lives and making sure they're good enough or they have enough energy or whatever to to suffice, I guess, for themselves, then they'll have enough energy to take care of the things outside of their lives. Right? Like, it's similar to the saying of, like, you can only give so much to someone until you get drained out. You got to make sure that you are at 100% as much as possible before you care about anyone else. And some people may say or think that's selfish. But you know what? Sometimes in this world, you got to be selfish with yourself. You got to love yourself to be selfish, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's why I think the whole idea of people tearing down Ryerson's statue, like, I know what you guys are trying to accomplish, but that method is the opposite of what you should be doing, or the opposite of efficiency right now.
There are better ways to, like, do this, and vandalism and crime isn't one of those ways.
Yeah, and some people are saying, oh, well, if you knew what he did, then you'd be okay with it. Well, no. Then if by that logic, then people can go kill other people and say, oh, well, they did this to me, and that's why I killed them. And then people would be like, okay, cool. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
There's a right way to do things. And vandalism, destroying property, destroying people, that's not a solution. And there's no excuse for those things.
Like, what are you going to do? Like, change the name of the university? They probably won't change the names either.
They won't, because right now in the pandemic, we're already so much in debt, and now everyone still wants to spend more money on name changes, street name changes, university name changes. Like, there's a time and place for everything, like Professor Oak has said in Pokemon. Right now is not the time. Listen to Professor
I completely
Oak.
forgot about that.
It's true. Listen to Professor Oak, right?
Yeah, it is. But, like, I completely forgot.
There's a time and place for everything. Like, right now is not the time to be recklessly putting money in random shit.
Put money in me, please.
Yeah, put
Give
money
it to
in
me.
Lucas. Yeah. I don't know.
Let me invest in stocks.
It's just so stupid.
Why
are people so stupid?
Honestly, I ask this question.
I'm kidding. I love
every
everyone.
Day. No, you don't. I ask this question every single day.
I feel like the thing is, like, I feel like it's not that people are stupid. I feel like people just don't have anything to do right now. Right? Like, I know we still are struggling with employing people, and I think I read an article where because there's so much unemployment, companies are also finding it harder to find people. So I think something about, like, it was a Globe and Mail article. I don't fully remember what it said, but basically, like, they're worried that the employment rate may kind of stay there for a little bit because companies just don't know who to hire because there's too many people.
It's too many applicants.
And it's like a psychology thing. It's like if you give someone too many choices, they won't choose anything. That's why you got to keep the choices concise and restricted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Something like that.
it's really weird right now, in all honesty. Yeah, it's just
Sorry, I'm
weird.
eating an orange.
It's okay. And now for the last part of the podcast, we're gonna listen to Lucas eat oranges.
Wait. Oh,
ASMR.
okay. Okay. I don't really like
ASMR.
ASMR like videos
I
or
never really
podcasts or
watched them.
whatever. I personally find it gross. And I don't know how we're getting into this topic, but yeah, I personally find it gross with all the chewing and bubble gum or whatever.
Oh
So
yeah, it's weird. I don't like
yeah,
it either.
it's weird as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but
Wait,
on the
are we at
bright
the end?
side,
Are we at the end?
maybe.
Because we
Hey,
still need
part
to
of the
talk about
journey is the
ChickFilA.
end. Part of the journey is the end.
We still need to talk about ChickFilA, dude.
Oh yeah, Chick-fil-A. Oh yeah,
This could be quick. The
this
Catholic
ties
Church and
into
whatever.
yeah, the Catholic Church is stupid people too. So I think for people who know about Chick-fil-A, their family has, or the owners of Chick-fil-A, the family has donated to anti-LGBTQ communities for a long time, and they stopped. But then all of a sudden, Chick-fil-A ended up on the news again. It was mainly Twitter because at work I check Twitter quite a bit. Um, but basically, the son of the owner is donating his personal funds to an anti-trans community or something, and people have been flipping out. And I know it's not a good thing, but some people did say, like, if they want to do that with their own personal funds, technically they should be allowed to,
Yeah, they're
right?
not
It's
using
not
their
a good thing, but
Chick-fil-A
yeah.
money.
Well, but then people are saying, like, oh, he gets his money from Chick-fil-A, which is true.
I
But
guess.
I still don't think, like, still don't think we should be saying that Chick-fil-A supports anti-trans communities just because the son of the owner does that.
Well, the problem is that okay, is that anti-trans community or whatever, just like labeled under as a Catholic church? Because
I don't know.
if that is, like, there's no problem with him supporting or like following his own religion.
Yeah.
Well, religions are kind of dramatic and are problematic within themselves, but like
I mean, I'll say they're outdated based on today's
they're
views.
very outdated. But like he
Yeah.
follows his own beliefs,
Yeah.
which is bad. Don't
But they're
cancel me.
still
It's
entitled
bad,
to.
honestly. Yeah, he could do whatever he wants with it, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's his
I mean,
own
people.
money,
I get the side where people are saying, "Oh, this gives off like the wrong message." Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that give off the wrong message in any aspect. It doesn't mean that we need to cancel everything that's a bad message, because that
right?
becomes a world of censorship.
Right.
And we're trying to fight against censorship because I know the Canadian government is trying to pass a bill called C10, I think, where it basically, they're saying it promotes Canadian artists, but it kind of also gives them the ability to kind of show you what they want to show you, which basically becomes state media, basically China.
Yes, but it's also in the same way how third party cookie works as well. They just
Yeah,
show you ads and
yeah.
whatever after you
But I
click
mean,
it
like,
and accept it.
everyone's been against this bill C10
Yeah.
because it's not right. Like, I know Canada wants people to focus more on Canadian artists, Canadian businesses. I get it, but this bill is bad because it's kind of censoring your search results from other places and just focusing on Canadian stuff,
Okay,
right?
that's
Which then this also gives the government even more power to say, for example, the Liberal government, they could be like, hey, you know what? Let's block out all the conservative stuff and just show the liberal stuff now.
that that's very fair.
Yeah, like it's. I personally don't want to live in a world of censorship. I personally believe that people are entitled to their own opinions as long as they're not negatively acting on it by hurting other people.
Mhm.
I mean, for example, I think I said this like a few episodes back, where a small town in northern Ontario, the mayor was like an older white person. He said he didn't want to put up the pride flag for Pride Month, right? Because his own personal preferences. Like he doesn't hate them, he just doesn't feel the need to put it up. Which, in my opinion, I think that's totally fine, right? And
Yeah,
this is gonna sidetrack to another thing where it's a lot of sidetracking. Sidetrack to another thing where
it's
all
okay.
these companies putting their like LGBT pride logos right now, it really is just corporate virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Like I like
Well,
I know maybe some people in the LGBTQ community are happy about seeing it, but when it comes to something like this, I feel like they should just be respected all year long, not just one specific month.
definitely.
So I'm not a fan of the LGBTQ logo or the Pride logo or whatever, because it if I'm gonna respect them, I'm gonna respect them every single day, not just
Mhm.
for June.
Yeah, it's like that meme of like I don't remember what it was specifically, but it was like a reporter asking Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob about like why are you promoting during Pride Day or Pride Month actually, and Mr. Krabs is like money. Literally, that's it. It's all capitalism. They all want money
Yeah, that's
from it.
always been it. That's why
Yeah,
some of the PR stuff from companies I don't trust at all.
it's
Um,
it's just all capitalism for them.
it's just for show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I don't believe any of
honestly,
it.
it works for them, but like, yeah,
Eh, I guess
just
it
do it all year
does.
round, man. Just do it
Yeah,
all year round.
yeah. Which then this also kind of goes back to the whole Chick-fil-A thing, where I know people keep giving Chick-fil-A shit about all the donations or whatever. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure there's also a lot of LGBTQ community or people who still go to eat Chick-fil-A for the food and not for all the political reasons.
Oh yeah,
Right?
definitely.
And the reasons for them doing it has always been just a religious thing. And like I said, yeah, sure, religion is outdated, but for people to condemn religious beliefs is kind of, for me, it's kind of stepping over a line.
It's a form of censorship, to be honest.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I mean, for the LGBTQ community, like, I get it. The Christians are against gays and all that stuff, which, like I said, it's their religious belief. Okay. It's not like the church is actively going out and like attacking physically people part of the LGBTQ community.
Depends on the state.
Or are they?
Depends on
I
the
don't know.
country. Depends on the
Maybe.
country.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
But, I don't think we should be censoring religious beliefs for everyone, because if that's the case, then one day we're going to end up with no religion. And the thing is, with religion, it gives people faith. Even, in all honesty, even astrology gives people faith sometimes. Like, let people believe in what they want to believe. It'll give them answers.
Yeah.
But for people who do believe in those things, it's like, also try your best to have an open mind to what our society is right now. Right? Like, I feel like there has to be a balance. But no one wants to find a balance because everyone, for some odd reason, loves to go to the extreme ends of things nowadays.
Definitely.
The world is messed up.
Um, the world hasn't really changed much since, but it's still messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get more and more messed up. Um, so, well, we don't know.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
We
every
can't
shit's
really.
gonna hit the fan one day.
We can't really see the future, anyways. But we'll see.
Yeah, if shit hits the fan, though, I'd rather it be like a zombie apocalypse. So at least, like, we can go kill zombies and protect ourselves.
Who are we? Dave Batista.
Yes,
Batista. I don't
yes,
know.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, I think that's all the things you wanted to talk about. Even though it really was just like a little tidbits of all the topics, because I think there's a lot of things that we can go more in depth with, but you know,
Yeah, we're at time limit.
uh, sort of, kind of, maybe, not really, somewhat.
Yes and no.
Yeah, it's like yes and no. It really depends what we're talking about, but
Yeah.
you know, all in all, I guess the only takeaway from this episode is that do not trust the case counts that the news media is giving in Toronto. Um, uh, Trudeau is avoiding responsibility by pushing blame on the residential schools to the Catholic Church.
Support Indigenous communities.
Support Indigenous communities. Actually, surprisingly enough, my coworker actually told me to go to this place called Manitoulin Island or something up north, and they said they have like those Aboriginal peoples doing those like cultural native dances or whatever, and they said it's actually really beautiful. So I kind of want to go and see it.
Oh, I want to go
Right?
too. Take me with you.
Yeah, I kind of want to go because it feels like I feel like it's like a very beautiful culture, and I do want to learn about it.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, if people want to see that stuff, I guess you guys can always go there too. It's
Yeah, especially since
it's
our
like 5
country.
hours away,
That's
5
not
hours
bad.
up north.
That's not bad. To be honest.
I feel like I've gotten so old that I don't even want to drive for an hour. So 5 hours is already like shit. I
Yo,
don't know if I want to drive that.
well, driving to and from Toronto takes an hour as well. So,
I think if it's from downtown Toronto, I'd say you guys would probably be like 6 hours.
yeah, probably.
Because from my
But
place up north, apparently I researched it. It's around like close to 6 hours already. It's like 5 hours and 40 something minutes.
yeah, so from my place to your place, it's like 45 minutes. So I'm just gonna add 45 minutes onto that.
Yeah, so it's pretty long, but I guess if you go for a long weekend, I think it's fine.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what Canada does is like it's cultural genocide anyways already. So we might as well. We don't learn this in school, in high school.
Yeah.
So,
You just reminded me of something though.
oh, we have more. Okay.
Yeah, no, you just reminded me of something because I remember on Six Buzz, I think people were saying that Toronto might be throwing a drive-in music festival on Canada Day.
Wait, how did I remind you of that?
Because I saw a comment from someone saying, "Oh, I thought we weren't celebrating Canada Day anymore because of cultural genocide." But okay,
Oh,
and then in my head, I'm kind of like,
okay.
true, but at the same time, like I said, everyone just forgot about it from last year. That's what I mean,
Yeah.
right? Like, no matter how much people care about all the issues that are going on, as crappy or as unfortunate as it sounds, a lot of us really just care for like the week or two that it's on the headlines, and then after that, everyone just moves on and continues on with their lives.
Oh, it's just mostly for clout.
Yeah,
But
it's
like,
really mostly just for clout,
this has been
right?
going on for 200 years. So why do you care now? Why didn't you care
Yeah,
like when you first learned about it?
yeah,
Like, bruv,
but a
please.
lot of people didn't,
Yeah,
right? It's the same with like um the whole movement with like Stop Asian Hate.
oh yeah,
I
that's
think the
clout.
most that I've seen people do was what was it, two celebrities, Daniel Wu and someone else or something. Like they offered money to for people to find the dude that assaulted a grandpa or something.
Gra- I don't remember, but like I remember them donating money to GoFundMe's and
I think they offered
that's
a monetary reward for finding the culprit too.
something like
Right.
that.
Yeah, and
So
then you get a lot of Asian celebrities who suddenly decided to post stuff, and then
yeah,
now they're all back to doing their own things.
yeah. Why
So,
didn't you care last year when there was attacks last year
and I feel like
at
I'm
the start of
calling
the
out
pandemic?
Asian celebrities right now too. Um,
Honestly, it's all clout.
yeah, it's kind of true though. Like I get it. You have a platform and you want to use it for good, but they also do that, and then the next day they're just like, "Oh, back to doing what I was doing," and it's just like, okay.
It's not really we're just calling them out. It's just that like be humble, dude.
I think it's like it's not even just Asians. It's more of like almost every social issue that has been reported, right?
Yeah.
Like people say one thing, they want to make it sound like they care first, and then once they're done the tweet or once they're done their post, they go to their assistant and be like, "Hey, can I get some Wagyu beef for lunch now? Thanks."
Yo, I want Wagyu
And
beef
that's it.
lunch. The fuck?
Yeah, like obviously I get it. There are people out there who behind the scenes they also keep doing stuff, and kudos to you guys, applause and everything for all of you. But there are also a lot of people who really just post and then the next second they just go do their own shit again.
Yeah.
Right, and then it's
we're not naming anyone specifically because I don't know anyone specifically at this moment.
Yeah, but again, it's more of just they say it so people can think, oh, this person cares, and then they go and do other stuff. And so it is just a social media clout kind of thing.
Literally.
Yeah, it's the same with Korean celebrities back then. There are Korean celebrities from the K-pop industry who would perform good deeds, and then they would make sure the news media and everything hears about it. And then you've also had there's a rapper called Gary who donated money and stuff to help kids and everything, and he never publicized it until someone on the variety show that he was on.
Okay.
They made everyone aware that Gary was doing that, even though he didn't even want people to know. So it's kind of like, if you do a good deed, just do it. You don't need to show it to everyone, because that kind of destroys the intent. It just looks like you're doing it just to show people, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you actually mean it to do a good deed, just do it. You don't need to go around and be like, hey, I did XYZ. That's essentially the gist of it.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're probably going to get canceled after this episode.
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah. I mean, you guys only hear us bi-weekly now anyway, so you guys are good.
Yeah, well, I guess.
It's okay. I feel like between us, if anyone gets canceled, I feel like it's going to be me, because I feel like I'm way more open about my opinions about these things.
Okay, we'll see what happens in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll still be around. Don't worry. Anyways, thank you everybody for listening.
Talk to you guys later. Stay safe. Please wear a mask.
Yes.
Get your vaccine.
Wear a mask. Yeah, I hope everyone gets your second dose soon.
Etc.
Yes. And don't be stupid. Okay, everybody?
Yeah.
I trust you guys will not be stupid, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, good night, everybody.
All right, good night.
Thanks for listening to the Sad Boy Podcast. Please remember to subscribe to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and have a nice day, I guess.
Yeah, stay sad or happy.
Yeah.
Sad?
Happy.
Sad?
Sad
Happy?
Boy.
Sad Boy Podcast.
Sad Boy Podcast. Good night.